Taboo Tater Tots Club. I almost fucked that up.
Yeah, you did. Where we talk about anything that interests us, whether it be political, taboo, or just general nonsense that interests us. Today we're going to be talking about, you said you wanted to talk about Deadpool, correct? The new trailer?
Well, we were just going to slip right into that, but you made a formal thank you.
You're welcome. But that's what you...
That's one of the couple of topics that I wanted to go over. Yeah.
And we're going to be talking about Idaho State news. Because there's some sad news in the news.
Some news in the news, yeah.
That happened recently. And then, later on in the episode, we are going to be looking at cringy subreddits.
Probably, yes.
So, stay tuned. We've got a good one planned, whether or not it's going to turn out planned.
Turned out as planned, yeah.
So, as you probably noticed, we sound a little bit different.
Yeah,
we are in our own little, quote, studio now.
It's kind of a studio, yeah. It's basically just the
loft of my house.
The entering of the loft of the house, I suppose.
Yeah.
There's a room upstairs of Morgan's house. And
hello, I'm Morgan.
You go upstairs and there's this little exterior area, like almost like a foyer. Foyer?
We're not fancy. We see foyer.
Yeah, sure, whatever. But yeah, that's where we're at. It's a little bit echoey, but hopefully next time I will bring some thumbtacks or screws or something
to help dampen the upward echo. Yeah.
We got like a flag and some old floor mats to a car
and pillows
that we can just tack to the walls to
so,
dampen the sounds.
Just redneck engineering at its finest.
But also, I got a new mic arm so that
and it's really, honestly, really fucking cool. I know it's not that different, but
it's not flopping over all over the place.
Yeah, it's not flaccid.
Not limp-dicked, yeah.
Anyway, so how are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful, and so is my wife.
Yeah? So? How is she?
She's doing good. Our anniversary is the first couple of days in May. And I got her a new ring because when we got married, we didn't have a whole lot of money to spare. My ring was only like $40 and hers was only like $30. So,
I think I spent $25 on mine. Way back when.
Oh yeah?
But obviously, shit didn't work out.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've told you that story. I'm not going to go into detail on the podcast.
Okay,
because it's quite frankly a very, very, very sad story that I do not want to bring myself in the dumps with.
I see.
So it's more of my mental health first type thing.
Yeah. The cool thing about my wife is that she's very equitable. She's not like, oh, the man has to do this and the woman has to do this. And we share a lot of the load together. Sometimes she throws the trash, sometimes I do the dishes.
I mean, it makes sense that you both share the load. She's a woman and you're bi, so.
Anyway, she spent quite a bit of, well, not quite a bit, but she spent not a small amount of money on an update for my ring. It's made out of tungsten, it's black and it's purple.
And it is very cool looking, actually.
Yeah, and
in case anybody was wondering, obviously.
I just dropped, not too long ago, I'm not going to say how much, but quite a bit more than just 25 for her previous ring. It's very, very pretty. It's not real diamonds, of course, but it is 14 karat gold, silver. 14 or 12? I think it was 12 karat silver, but...
that is gorgeous.
Thank you.
Okay, so your guys' anniversary is coming up in May, correct?
Yes.
Would you be upset if I showed up dressed as like fucking, I don't know, Darth Vader or something, and was like, may the 4th be with you?
You're funny. I actually did want to do it on the 4th of May.
Can I be a part of it? Peace?
Part of what?
The 4th inning.
No. I'm saying we wanted. I wanted to get married on the 4th.
Oh.
But she wouldn't let me because she's like, wait a minute. I know that. That's the Star Wars Day, isn't it? Like, no.
Maybe a little.
we originally did plan to have it early in May, but it ended up not being the 4th. It was a couple of days after that.
But would you be upset if I did that?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Except for I probably won't dress up as a Darth Vader.
We're gonna be out of town on that day though, because I already have it off. And
I'm gonna show up, and you're gonna be there, or else.
Okay.
Okay. I'll just do it to your front door then.
Okay.
May the 4th be with you.
But the design of this ring is really neat. It's like just a normal circle in the middle, and then there's a raised center that has more jewels. Then it has like 2 horseshoe shapes where the bends are connected to this circle part in the middle, and then the 2 horseshoes kind of like taper off into one band. And then the extra piece, I don't know what it's called, this because you know how there's a ring and then there's the marital band, I think is what it's called. I don't remember what it's called, but like the second part of the ring, it's just a straight band, but when it connects to the round center piece of the main ring, it also kind of like curves around it.
Did you know that there's 3 rings when involved in the engagement process? Or the marriage process, I guess?
The engagement ring, the
wedding ring, and the suffering.
That's funny. No. Well, I got lucky, man. I got lucky.
Do you think she'd get a kick out of me doing the May the 4th you with you?
Yeah, she likes Star Wars. It's kind of funny because we joke because my ex-wife never watched Star Wars, but my current wife, of course I had to marathon them all with her. But my current wife was pre-installed with the Star Wars.
Pre-installed with the DLC.
Yeah. Her dad was in the military, and I guess before he took off, he would like watch all of them back to back, like every night, like one per night with her. Because that was their favorite bonding type of movie. Yeah.
It wasn't like a marathon.
No, it was just one per night that would watch it, I guess.
That makes more sense than trying to. I don't even think it's possible to watch it all in 24 hours.
I have not even dared to attempt it. The most I've ever done was the prequels, which are 3, and then the next day we did the original trilogy, and then the day after that we did Rogue One Solo, and I think we did The Force Awakens, but not the other 2 sequels because those 2 movies don't exist.
Okay, then.
Okay.
So, did you hear about what happened in Boise Saturday night? I believe it was.
I don't believe I did, no.
There was a sheriff's deputy with the AITAH County Sheriff's Office. AITAH? I pronounce it AITAH.
I don't think it matters. Yeah. It's Idaho. Who the fuck cares?
Idaho who? Idaho.
Idaho. Who the fuck cares?
I don't know.
I don't know. That was stupid.
It was. That was a dumb bit, but I had too much fun with it. A deputy got shot and killed. I believe it was Saturday night.
I see.
And when we're recording this, it's Tuesday now.
Yes.
And so, obviously, not a lot of information is out yet.
Mm-hmm.
But there was already the police escorted procession, which was really cool to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Another deputy, while responding to the owie call, I forgot the word shooting for a moment. She got in an accident. She was released from the hospital the same night.
Yeah.
Sadly, the deputy that got shot died almost instantly.
I see.
So, according to the press conference, the deputy pulled the subject over for a simple traffic violation. They didn't go into detail on that, I don't think. And the deputy didn't even make it to the fucking window.
Oh.
Before getting shot.
Oh.
There was a SWAT team, a standoff. It was fucking nuts. And the bastard, pardon my French, it's a little harsh for this podcast.
Yeah.
But I can't think of any other fucking word.
Motherfucker? Bitch.
No, those are too polite.
Too polite.
For this fucker.
Okay.
He shot and killed one cop. Okay?
Uh-huh.
And then he shot at more cops. And then when they returned fire, they killed him.
Well.
So, he's burning in hell right now.
I see.
But the interestingly sad part is this is the first ever line of duty death in AITAH County, ever. Which I thought was particularly amazing, but then again, Idaho has always been kind of a safer, I don't want to say safe, but safer than a lot of the other states, you know?
Yeah.
But crime has definitely upticked in the last
10 years, something like that.
Yeah, because I remember as a kid we were able to stay out, you know, after dark, and no one had to worry. But now it's fucking, it's 5 a.m., time to come inside, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so sad.
Yeah, I found an article. It says Deputy Tobin Bolter had just joined the sheriff's office in January and is the first AITAH County Sheriff's deputy killed in the line of duty ever.
So I want to go and say that he was part of other departments before joining up with AITAH County.
Sorry, say that again?
He was with other departments before joining up with AITAH County. Yeah. So he was an experienced cop. So
yeah,
carry on.
Video shows the deputy never even made it to the window.
Wait, is there a video now?
I suppose so.
Or because they said that in the press conference.
Well, it's talking about body cam footage, but that footage has not been released yet.
Does it say yet?
Yeah.
So more than likely it's going to be.
Yeah.
Which
most likely.
I'm sorry to say, but I'm kind of excited for. Not because, you know, a cop dies in it, but because, I don't know, it's just...
The suspect was a 65-year-old man believed from Boise. He was later shot and killed after a confrontation with officers nearby. The police said although the suspect did have a $3,000 warrant out for his arrest, they do not know why he shot the deputy and did not identify himself. Police said that he had a handgun in his possession. Well, obviously.
So apparently there's a little bit of misinformation going on because I was under the impression that the guy was in his 70s.
Huh.
But at the end of the day, he fucking shot a cop. Who cares?
Yeah.
That is the main fact here. He shot and killed a cop. So, and I'm excited to, excited is not the right word, interested to see the body cam.
Yeah, he was dead before he even arrived to the hospital.
So that means he was alive when
on the way, probably.
When the ambulance got there, which means he would have returned some fucking shots at that fucker.
Yeah.
I hope I hope one of the rounds that killed him.
No, they're talking about the suspect. He was pronounced dead. Like he was dead before he even arrived at the hospital.
Was he dead on scene?
It doesn't say.
Oh. Anyways, so you're transferring from, that's not the right word, but transitioning is the word I wanted, from the sad news to one of your favorite crime fighters.
I was going to say, talking about guns.
Yeah, talking about guns and crime fighting, you wanted to talk about Deadpool?
Yeah, you have been able to talk a lot about your specialtisms. I would like to talk about one of my specialtisms.
No!
We do not talk about cake shit on this podcast.
Not allowed! God
No.
damn it!
But no.
Go for it.
So, what's so special about this movie is that
Isn't it still like Ryan Reynolds or something?
Yeah, it's still Ryan Reynolds.
Good.
The X-Men characters and the rest of like the Avengers have been two separate worlds, like two separate multiverses, I suppose. But as of late, which I don't know a whole lot about because the first season of Loki was shit, and I heard the second season was worse. But basically, the whole
Even I heard that it was pretty bad.
the lore is that the multiverse is breaking down and everybody's showing up everywhere. And what's special about this movie is that the X-Men characters are going to be bleeding into the Avengers universe. And apparently, the way that they're squaring it away, because if you've seen Logan, he's dead. Wolverine is dead.
My brother's dead?
No.
My
'Cause
brother's name
Wolverine-
is Logan.
Well, Wolverine's name was Logan.
Wait, my brother's Wolverine now?
No. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Shit. Is he like a 400-year-old Canadian?
I don't know, eh?
But anyway.
Sorry.
Anyway, the theory is that Deadpool gets in trouble with this organization that keeps track of all the multiverses, called the TVA.
Would you mind moving to your drink? You're making me nervous.
Oh.
Just as a technology person, it makes me nervous.
Yeah.
With your feet right there and your drink right next to it and then splash.
Yeah, I understand.
So, anyway, sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Hey,
I
what
know-
are you doing?
I know this probably won't make sense to a lot of people who don't know anything about Cape shit, so I'm going to try and explain it the best that I can. Deadpool gets in trouble with an organization that is kind of control over all of the different branches of the multiverse.
Life pool?
And huh?
Life pool?
Life pool?
Yeah.
What's that?
The organization.
No, it's called the TVA. Time Variant Association, I think. I don't remember. The show was shit.
Wait, so then why is he called Deadpool? If
Okay.
there's no life pool.
He's called Deadpool because he was dying of cancer in prison. And people had a bet to see when or how he would die, if he would get shanked first or if he would die of cancer. And that was the Deadpool. And he was given a choice like, hey, you can either die of cancer in prison slowly or be experimented on. And he was experimented on, and he beat the Deadpool. He was the only person in that prison to beat the Deadpool, so he took the name Deadpool. It was a betting pool.
Okay.
Yeah. It sort of makes sense. I don't know. They could have done something better than that, but
Hey, if it works, I guess.
So anyway, the Wolverine in this movie is not the same as the one in all the X-Men movies. It's a different version of him who, at the end of X-Men 3, Jean Grey is a character who gets possessed by a cosmic being called the Phoenix, and she wants to destroy the world. And at
She
the
sounds
end,
hot though.
She is a little hot.
I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
But at the end
You
of
got
the
her
movie,
number?
no.
Oh.
At the end of the movie, Wolverine is the only one who can kill her because she tries to rip the flesh from his bones, but he regenerates quicker than she can tear the flesh from his bones. So he gets close to her and just stabs her in the gut and kills her. But this version of Wolverine, it's theorized, we don't know yet, but it's theorized this version of Wolverine did not do that because he loved her too much. And he allowed the Phoenix to destroy the world. Most of it anyway. Because in the trailer, he's like, I'm not the hero you think I am, and it shows like a bunch of really tall gravestones, and that's what people are theorizing. And we don't know yet why Deadpool's world is being destroyed, but it's being destroyed by Professor X's sister, who, and this is the wild part. You thought all of that was wild and you didn't understand. Here it gets crazier. Professor X, of course, is the guy in the wheelchair. He can read minds. But his sister was never born, but she was. She is a cosmic entity who birthed herself into the world.
So in other words, she's a failed abortion.
Sort of. A failed miscarry, maybe.
A failed abortion miscarriage.
Something like that. But I'm not exactly sure what her powers are. I was actually just reading up on it last night. But that's basically what the character is. And she's threatening Deadpool's world. Which I think the Deadpool movies take place between the Wolverine and Logan. Which I can't even get into the fucking timeline. Holy shit. But but basically the events of this movie will cause events to bleed over to have the X-Men in the Avengers world. Yeah, I could go on for fucking days about the lore of these fucking movies.
Please don't. I'm already lost. You see me like looking around for something to fucking play with, and I'm just like, huh? What? No! This stop! Fuck you!
But I do want to talk about something related to that that's kind of real world applicable. That I think that you would get kind of a kick out of. The guy who created Deadpool, his name is Rob Liefeld. Okay.
That was Ryan Reynolds.
No, that's the guy who plays him in the movies. The actor.
Okay.
Rob Liefeld created the character in like the 80s or late 70s or something like that in the comic books.
No, Ryan Reynolds did.
Okay. Anyway, this guy Rob Liefeld, he.
I don't know who this is.
I'm trying to explain it to you.
No, you're not.
You know who Stan Lee is, right?
Yeah, he was that old fuck that died.
Yeah, he
I was
created.
sad about that.
He created like Spider-Man and Captain America and all that, but
I was sad about that, but only because he seemed like a genuinely nice person.
yeah, he was.
I read about him doing like charity work and stuff like that.
Yeah, he was really big in charity.
So I was like, you know what, dude? You get a fair send-off. Salute.
But this Rob Liefeld guy, he created Deadpool, the character. He not only was he like a comic book writer, but he was also a cartoonist. He drew the pictures in the comic books. But everybody makes fun of him because A, he's a gigantic fucking narcissist. B, he can't draw women or feet worth of shit. And he just lies. Just constantly lies. All the fucking time. Because, like, in the 80s, people were like, oh, Deadpool looks a lot like this character named Slade Wilson in DC Comics, otherwise known as Deathstroke. And even the name Wade Wilson sounds like Slade Wilson. And back then, Rob was like, yeah, no, I took a huge inspiration from him, and he's supposed to be like a parody of him and everything. But nowadays, he's like, yeah, no, they have no connection whatsoever. I don't know why you would connect the two characters. No idea why. And he's tried his best to scrub that information off of the internet, but it didn't do a very good job.
Yeah, the internet is the internet. Once it's up, it's up.
Yeah, no. And I do want to share with you just a couple of pictures of his work because they're horrendous. Liefeld art.
You've seen my artwork, right?
Yeah,
Is
but
it
like,
worse than mine?
So you can't draw worth a damn, period. But this dude thinks that he can draw worth a damn, and the awful thing is he kind of can, but not really.
So the difference is, at least I know I'm fucking garbage at it.
Yes.
I'm a musician, not a fucking artician.
A very, very, very famous piece by him is Ultra Swole Cap, where he tries to draw Captain America, but he doesn't understand proportions and angles. So it looks like his left pectoral muscle is 5 times as big as his right pectoral muscle because they're both in frame. And it doesn't make any sense at all.
It looks like he has a tumor in his chest.
It's not a tumor. But no, this dude doesn't understand how to draw proportions and anything like this. This is his drawing of Catwoman. They have legs for fucking days, weeks even, maybe even months worth of legs. Like, the legs are only supposed to be like a third of their torso or something like that. Her thighs are the same size as her torso, and then her calves are double that.
How old is she?
She's supposed to be in her like 30s or something like that, 30s or 40s.
I'd still fuck the shit out of her then.
I mean, sure, but like, that's not the point here. But anyway, he in this new Deadpool movie, they wanted to pay homage to Rob Liefeld. So
is he dead?
No, he's still alive.
Well,
alive and unfortunately kicking. But they
in a coffin. He's kicking in a coffin.
No.
While being buried alive.
I wish. I mean, that would be unfortunate.
Unfortunately, funny.
Anyway, in front of this little shop, Deadpool and Wolverine are walking out like all slowly, getting ready to fight and everything in this little scene in the trailer. And they're standing in front of this little shop, and it's called Liefeld's Just Feet. And it's funny because he can't draw feet worth a damn. And publicly, this little comic book news resource on Twitter posted a picture of it and said, "We salute you, Mr. Liefeld," or whatever. And publicly, he's all like, "always honored," or something like that. But in reality, he's been blocking people left and right for tagging him in pictures of this little shop in the trailer and sending it to him and like, haha, they're making fun of you and everything. And he's just been on a fucking tirade blocking people left and right. And I just think that's fucking hilarious because he sure can't dish it out, but he can't take it because he's all like, "Oh, I'm the best person who's ever drawn Wolverine. I should show you that too."
So he has a god complex.
Yes.
Well.
Yes. Rob Liefeld, Wolverine. This is also a super famous image. He's like, "I'm the best person who's ever drawn Wolverine," and apparently he's allergic to drawing lips or doesn't understand how to draw lips. Because look at this motherfucker. He looks like his lips have been burnt off. like an incendiary device blew up in his face. I mean, I understand that all those little markings are supposed to be shadows, but it looks like something blew up in his face and tore his lips off.
It looks like he got fucking burned alive.
A little bit, yeah.
Or like, I guess, lightly roasted alive. But what does the normal Wolverine look like then? So I have the comparison, you know.
Yeah. Wolverine face. Without the helmet, thank you. Where is it at? Wait, yeah. All I'm getting is Hugh Jackman. Everybody knows what Hugh Jackman looks like.
I know.
Oh, well. That's a pretty good one.
Okay, that's
he's just supposed to look like a Jack Lumberjack.
Yeah, that dude is fucking badass looking. The other one
Yeah.
was not.
Yeah, no, he wasn't. Gosh, I actually can't find one from a comic book, even though.
Did you try searching comic book?
Yes, I did.
Oh!
Yeah, that's just. That's him with his mask on, but yeah.
His teeth scare me.
A little bit, yeah.
That's just my observation.
Yeah. Anyway, I could go on for days, but we better cut it off there.
Yeah. For all my fellow non-cape shit peeps.
Yeah.
So, before we go into our main talking point of today, ooh, we should bring a whiteboard up here.
We should. That would be pretty cool. Oh! Actually, if you don't have anything else, do you have something else to talk about right now? Because I have something else.
I was going to say we take a break and find subreddits that we wanted to do.
We can do that, but if you don't have anything else for right now, I do have one more topic. Somebody set themselves on fire outside of the courthouse where Trump was having his like hearing type thing.
What's crazy is I forget what service. I think it was Marine. He lit himself on fire in front of the Israel embassy.
The Israeli embassy?
Yeah. And he died. But it was in protest of the Israel-Hamas war.
I think you might be thinking of somebody else. Because this guy...
The guy that was in the courthouse?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this was months ago.
Oh, months ago? Okay.
I know I'm getting... Or I know it's a different guy. Because that fucktard died.
Yeah, so did this guy.
Oh, wow. Let me guess, it was in protest of something.
Actually, sort of, but not what you would think. It had nothing to do with Trump, which I thought it did. Yeah, so he had like this big old manifesto saying that they're trying to replace our money and trying to have it be like a cashless society, and that cryptocurrency is going to be our savior, and they control the banks and stuff like that, and I don't know, he was just fucking crazy.
A nut job, yeah.
Yeah. I just thought that that deserved a little bit of a mention, because everybody's like, oh, it's one of Trump's crazy followers, and I'm like, no, it had nothing to do with Trump.
And you, as a Hispanic, I would assume, do not care for Trump necessarily?
If you want to take another 10-15 minutes, I could go into my views about Trump.
Sure.
Okay.
But it will be quicker for me to go into mine real quick.
Okay. Go ahead.
He carries a gun, or at least he did, when he was living in New York, so that's fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
He had, like, a 9mm, a 45, and then I believe it was a 357 for everyday carry. So that's fucking cool. I respect that. He made promises. He kept some promises. He broke a lot of promises.
Mm-hmm.
He did some good work. He did some not good work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I didn't just say bad work.
Yeah.
That's my opinion on him. I don't really have one. You know.
Okay.
I haven't, sat in a room with him and was like, hey, so what's your view on this? Hey, do you play Pokemon Go?
Yeah. So, I did not vote for Trump. I would not vote for Trump. However, there was a point in time where I liked him. I thought that all of his jokes about, Rosie O'Donnell being a fat slob and grab her by the pussy, and they're not bringing their best. Some of them are rapists, some of them are thieves, but some of them are okay. I thought all of that stuff was fun.
Hold on. Who the fuck is Rosie O'Donnell?
O'Donnell. Yeah, she's an actress and she became like a political person. You don't have to worry about her.
Okay, so she was essentially a slut. Yeah.
I actually don't know for sure why he hates Rosie O'Donnell, but whatever he said that was funny, that was edgy, I didn't have a problem with that. And people said that he was a racist, and I'm like, no, he's not. It's just because you're saying that he's all like, oh, some Mexicans are rapists, some Mexicans are whatever, and I agree with that. I don't care about those comments that he made. But that's not why people actually say that he's a racist. I found out why people say that he's a racist, and yes, I do believe he is a racist. Mostly because, back in the 90s, he made it super duper hard for Hispanic and black people to get housing in his tenements and apartments and stuff. And the government had to step in and was like, no, you can't charge like a $100 application fee for those people and no application fee for white people. He also, there's a whole list that I read the other day, but there are many different instances where he actually was very outspokenly racist.
Okay, so we both know about the wall. Everybody fucking knows about.
I don't believe the wall is racist. No.
Neither do I. I believe that it was in the interest of national security. And this is probably going to seem like a racist comment, but a lot of the crimes committed in the U.S., I think it's like 60% or something like that. Last time I checked, which was years ago now. So I could totally be wrong on what I'm saying. But my point is, 60% of crimes, again, at my last checking, were committed by Hispanic males in their early 20s or late 20s to early 30s.
I believe that statistic is Hispanic and black people. Yeah.
Black was like 17% or something like that.
What? Okay. I think I understand what you're trying to say now. Like the.
I'm talking about a statistical graph.
Yeah, but you're talking specifically about like shit. What was I gonna say?
Okay.
Like the percentage of the race of people, like not 70% of all crime are committed by such and such a demographic. No, like 70% of that demographic commits. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I
think I do, and I think you're wrong on what I'm trying to say.
Okay, maybe I'm just misunderstanding.
So, let me put it this way. Any crime that you can get arrested for, okay, is in the part of this graph.
Oh. Okay.
So, like if you pull up the any local roster, for example, you'll see a good few Hispanics, a good few blacks, and then you'll see a good few, less, mind you, but a good few whites. Crime is not a racial.
It's an economic problem.
No, it's not racially discriminative.
Right.
And I understand that. I respect that. I'm not hating on any race for any reason.
It's less conducive to be like, oh, this race commits whatever crime this much. It's more conducive to say, hey, people below the poverty line commit more crime. It has a lot more to do with wealth than it does race.
Yeah. But the statistic literally just looks at the amount of people from a specific race who get arrested and processed.
Yeah.
In America.
Yeah.
And then they compile the data, whatever you want to call it, into this graph. And Hispanics, at least, again, the last time I checked, were the highest, if not the second highest, likely to commit a crime.
Okay.
Whether or not, that graph or people of that graph are racially motivated, I can't say.
Mm.
But there is a graph out there somewhere on the internet.
The point is,
So, in terms of the wall, I kind of went on a tangent.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're good.
I firmly believe that it was a national security move.
Yeah.
And I think that's great. Because entering the U.S. without documentation itself is a crime. Like, if you look at, again, the local roster, you will see people. Are you having fun there?
Yes.
You will see people being held for like immigration on an immigration hold.
Mm-hmm.
That's because they entered the U.S. illegally.
Mm-hmm.
I have no problems with Mexicans, blacks, Asians, white people coming into the country. I don't. But just do it through the proper channels.
The only demographic of people that I have a problem with are Canadians and the French.
Well, the French are just going to be like, sorry, and surrender to you.
Yeah.
The Canadians are just going to be like, sorry, you want some maple syrup?
Yeah.
So, they're okay in my book. Both are. Plus, French girls are hot. And so are Canadian girls, honestly. Anyways,
I'm just over here peeling the skin off my lips because anxiety. Anyway.
Why are you having anxiety?
I am anxiety.
Same, but why?
Nice to meet you. Just cause. Anyway, the point of that tangent was that none of those things that Trump did, past or present, I really care about. What kind of cinched the Trump hate in me was the fact that January 6th happened. Do I blame the man for thinking that things are rigged? No. I absolutely
January
do not.
6th, the riots, correct?
Yes.
Okay, just
The
wanted to make
riot
sure.
on the Capitol, yes.
Okay, I want to make sure we were on the same page.
I don't blame the guy for thinking things are rigged. I also think things are rigged. I don't think that the election was rigged in favor of Biden, but I do believe that's a very strange subject for me because I have seen the evidence. I have seen boxes and boxes and boxes of ballots for Trump being thrown in rivers and canals and into incinerators. I have seen that. I have watched the documentaries. I know that that's real. The question is, did that happen enough to have a legitimate effect on the election? I don't know.
Probably, because every vote counts.
No, it doesn't. I don't believe it does.
Okay, in an ideal
situation, yes. Because if we ran on the popular vote, sure, every vote counts. But we don't. We run on the Electoral College. And in that system, I believe shit don't count. I don't care. Especially not in a state like Idaho, where they have not voted blue since Lincoln, I think. So yeah,
like Abraham.
Yes, as in Abraham Lincoln, as in let's go to the theater, Lincoln. Yes.
That's fucked.
If I were to vote for fucking Kanye West, which I wouldn't, fuck that guy.
Hang on, we got a visitor that should not be up here.
Okay, hold on just a second. Okay, anyway,
sorry about
so
that.
if I were to vote for Kanye, which I wouldn't because I hate that dude, because he's a anti-Semite, but
wait, doesn't that mean like KKK and stuff like that?
No, anti-Semite means against the Jews.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what am I thinking of then?
Bigot. I mean, a bigot is just a general term for someone who doesn't like another group of people.
Okay.
Like, doesn't even have to be on the basis of race. But anyway, if I were to vote for anybody other than the Republican nominee, my vote would not count because Idaho is literally called the reddest state in the union. It would not matter. I might as well grab my ballot and vote for fucking
Elmo.
Elmo, yeah. I might as well vote for my fucking grandpa. Which, actually, I tried to convince my family to do, just so that the local news would be all like, and there's 100,000 votes for President Biden, and 700,000 votes for President Trump, and 17 votes for Henry... What? Who the fuck is this guy? I tried to convince my family to do that, and I almost said my grandpa's full name, which I shouldn't do. But anyway, no, I don't believe that your vote counts, especially in this sort of situation that I...
Okay, but when the country was created, when the founding fathers had the system in mind, that is what was intended.
Not even that.
Every vote was meant to count.
Well, okay, every person who could vote, yes, I suppose. It's just, you know.
Do you think they had wheelchairs back then?
Wheelchairs? Maybe? I don't know, why?
Just a random ass fucking thought.
Okay.
You were like, if you could vote, and I was like, so if you were disabled and didn't have a wheelchair.
No, it's just you had to be white and you had to be not white. Okay, you had to be rich, basically, a landowner. You had to be a landowner, and you had to be a man, and you had to. There's one other stipulation I don't remember.
Have black people?
No, it didn't have anything to do with slaves. Anyway, I don't even remember what my original point was. But Trump, good guy or bad guy? Bad, because he didn't exactly say go storm the Capitol, but he kind of alluded to it, like you don't have to, but if you want to, you can, or whatever. I don't believe he caused the riot. I believe that he tacitly encouraged people to do it, but people did that on their own volition.
People stormed the Capitol on their own volition.
Yes.
And then people tried to say that wait. Am I thinking of Portland or the Capitol?
I don't know.
Where it was a huge thing and the National Guard had to get dispatched and
I think the National Guard did come to the Capitol, yeah.
And they were shooting tear gas and rubber rounds and
I think you're thinking about Portland because that much violence did not happen.
And cops were held in it was a federal building. Never mind.
Okay. Yeah, I think
that's something we should talk about. By the way, that would be really cool to do research on.
Okay.
Because I know almost nothing about it except for what I just dumped.
Yeah. But is Trump liable? Should he be held liable for the one person who did get shot and die during the Capitol riots? I really don't think so.
I guess it would really depend on the situation surrounding it and the factors and everything like that. You know, like was it a self-defense or was it, hey, I don't like you, I'm gonna shoot you type thing, you know?
It was basically self-defense. I think it was a guard person inside of the building was like, hey, don't come in here, I'm gonna shoot you if you do, and then guess what, he shot her.
Hey, he gave the warning.
Yeah, and then as soon as he did, he was basically just swamped by so many people.
Was he okay?
I think he broke a couple of bones, but other than that, he was fine. But anyway, the thing that makes Trump a scumbag in my mind is that he knew that the ship was sinking. He knew that he was going to go under. He knew that multiple lawsuits were going to be filed against him. And he could have done something about the people who got arrested for January 6th. He could have pardoned all of them. He could have. But no, he didn't. He let them all get jailed and fined and prosecuted. And he didn't want to do that because of his image. He wanted to get reelected. But there was no way in fucking hell he was going to get reelected. Even now, even if he doesn't go to jail, even if 90% of all of his assets are seized, even if everything goes wrong for him and he runs again, even if everything goes right for him, There's no way in fucking hell that the establishment is going to allow him to run again and win.
Yeah.
They're going to find some way, some fuck off way, to keep him out of office. Like, I do believe that the establishment hates this dude and is doing everything to bury him. Is it right? No. But it's happening regardless.
And frankly, it's fucking retarded. People are, or at least, is the border crisis still happening?
I believe so.
Where they're like
in Texas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I
is.
believe so.
There has been talk of a civil war for years now.
Yeah.
But with every passing day, it looks like it's more and more likely, you know.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, I'm all for it. Shit needs to change. And what are they going to do? Arrest everyone?
I mean, you never know.
There's not enough fucking jails and prisons in the fucking country.
Yeah. But the main issue here is that if he didn't see this coming, what's happening to him now, then he's fucking retarded. Because everybody saw this coming. Everybody knew that they were going to flood him with so much shit that he wouldn't be able to poke his head up from it. Like, everybody knew that he wasn't going to be able to get reelected because there's no way. I'm not saying that there's an evil cabal that rules everything, but I am saying that whoever is currently in power, whether it be the Republicans or the Democrats, they want to hold that power, and they're going to do everything in their power to keep that power.
It's Democrats.
Yes, the Democrats right now, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, but
the tide shifts.
Democrat is the only political party with the word rat in the name.
Anyway.
In other words, you can't trust them.
You can't trust either one of them.
That is a very valid statement, actually.
Vote for Robert Kennedy. Vote for him. He's cool.
Is he pro-gun?
Yeah.
Is he pro-LGBT and all that?
Yeah.
Is he pro-nature?
Oh, yeah. He's actually spent the last 25 years or so of his political career fighting against big businesses and like oil companies and stuff and trying to set up nature reserves and keep the atmosphere clean and stuff like that. He's a huge environment person.
Okay, but is he like don't buy a Prius, blah 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 type?
No.
Good. Okay, he's got my vote. At least as of right now, I'm not gonna vote.
Mm.
But I don't even know if I could vote.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a tangent we're not gonna go down. Yeah.
I mean, the only reason why he's running third party. The only reason why someone, I think, in their right mind, two reasons why they wouldn't vote for Robert Kennedy is one, because party politics, and two, the Kennedy curse.
Yeah.
Whoever he's got some. She's not even a politician. He's running with this lady that runs like political super PACs, like holds funding for politicians and stuff, and she's been linked to some of the good ones. She's not linked to any Kennedys or Bidens or Bushes or anything like that, so that's good.
I mean, the Kennedy curse is both a curse and a blessing, if you think about it. Because if he does get elected, the Secret Service is going to step up their game even more.
Depending.
And on top of that, when JFK was shot, the Secret Service detail and protocols were much more laxed. So that's
well, what about his daddy?
JFK.
Robert Kennedy Sr.
How was he killed? I don't know anything about him.
I actually don't know. All I know is from what my wife has Oh my gosh, the baby's coming whining.
It's Buddy. I think he needs to go outside.
Okay,
So
we'll pause this for
we're
just...
gonna take her. Ow! There's a roof.
Yep, okay, bye. Just a second. Just a minute. Alright, we're back.
We don't remember where the fuck we were, so we're just gonna be moving on to our next segment here. Apologies for that sudden break. Trying to keep the dogs out of...
Because this is an echoey room, if they were to start barking, it would peak the mic so fucking hard, most likely.
And our fucking ear holes.
Yes, our ear holes too. So,
overall, it's just best if they stay downstairs while we're recording, and then if we're just chilling up here or chatting or whatever, they can just come up and be like, "Hi guys."
yeah.
Although, for training purposes, I think right now we're just gonna keep them out.
So, we're going to be reading at least one, maybe two, I don't know, depends on how it goes, posts from r/Am I the Asshole. I found one that sounds a little interesting. So I'm just going to read it and then you give me your thoughts.
Okay. Who is it by first?
By You Got a Jeep What?
User got a Jeep or
You Got a Jeep What?
Oh, okay.
It says, will I be the asshole if I back out of helping my sister pay for a car because she went and got a $65,000 Jeep instead of what we originally agreed on? My sister, 18 female, is starting college this fall. She doesn't have a car but will need one because she'll be commuting to school while living at home. At the beginning of the year, I, 27 male, told her that I'd help her pay for a car as a graduation gift, and I'd pay for the first $5,000 of her monthly payments. What a good brother.
Agreed.
She has an almost full ride scholarship and is living at home. So this will probably be her only recurring bill outside of school fees and supplies. I did this so that when she started working, she could build as much of a savings net as possible if something came up. My parents, my sister, and I originally agreed on a max of 25 to 30K. This car isn't meant to last her a decade. She's never owned a car before. This is her baby's first car. It's supposed to be an affordable used car for a college kid to get around in. It should last her for college, and then she can figure out what to do from there. Which is absolutely wonderful because my first car was a $2,100 Buick. Like the person that I relieved, like hers, almost exactly like hers.
My first car was supposed to be the Mustang I told you about.
Oh yeah.
In one of the recent episodes.
I believe it was the OJ one.
I think so.
Yeah.
But who the hell knows? The point is, it was supposed to be my first car.
Yeah.
But as I said in the last episode, my father is a piece of shit.
Yeah. Well, I was lied to because she and my parents went out and bought a brand new Jeep yesterday. Which, what kind of Jeep is $65K off the lot? Holy shit. Probably a brand spanking new Compass or something like that.
Or maybe a Commander.
Maybe.
Because I have a friend that has a Jeep Commander, and it was not cheap from what I understand.
Oh, I know Rubicons are also super ridiculously expensive too because they're like a Jeep but also a pickup.
What are your thoughts on the Gladiator?
I would have to look up what that looks like.
It's the Jeep pickup.
The Jeep pickup? That's a Rubicon.
No, it's a Gladiator.
Let me look this up. Jeep Gladiator. Oh, that's a short bed 2-door Jeep pickup. What's a Rubicon then? Rubicon. Oh no, I'm thinking of something completely different.
Yeah. certain colors.
Yeah.
Like brown, tannish, black, like basically anything military-esque.
Yeah.
Looks good in my opinion on that. But like a bright yellow or blue.
I don't like bright colors on cars. Period. Unless it's like a
classic.
Like a blue, like a baby blue. I like that kind of a color on a car, depending on the type of car.
Yeah, but like classic cars have a little bit more wiggle in my opinion.
Yeah.
Did I say wee-way?
Weeble-way. Is what you said, I think.
I'm pretty sure I said wee-way.
Anyway, no, they are a tiny bit pretentious. They're not like douchebag pretentious, but just a touch of pretentious. Cause like, do you want a Jeep or do you want a pickup? Choose one, fucker.
I mean, I can understand it though, you know.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to the Reddit.
So I'll just start that paragraph again. It says, well, I was lied to because she and my parents went out and bought a brand new Jeep yesterday. I'm livid my parents co-signed for her to get this. Not only did they buy a $65K brand new car, but they financed a $10K down payment at an even higher APR for some reason. For some insight, my parents cannot afford this car themselves, and they can't even afford the new payments on the loan they got for the $10K. There's a reason I'm the one helping out and with the payments on this, not them. My sister does not even have a job yet, which was supposed to be step one before we even got the car. I'm livid. I would be too. The $5K I had set aside for her won't even last the summer if we put it towards the car and loan payments. The whole reason I did this is now basically moot because she'll have to cover the payments while she's in school. My parents have good credit somehow, but have zero cash at the end of each month. So I'm pretty sure once my $5K runs dry, the car will be repoed for non-payment in the next year or so. What boils my blood even more is they know I'm livid but don't care. My mom went on a whole hour about how my sister's eyes lit up at the sight of the car, and you would not have said no either if you were there. We had talked about this for months. My sister and parents both know 100% that she will not be able to afford this car, but they don't care now. I'm considering backing out. I'll tell them to return the car, and we return to the original plan, or else I'll just invest the $5K in a 5-year bond for my sister. I want some opinions on this plan.
Taco, out.
We will pause to get the dog out. Alright, we got the dog out of here.
What was the last paragraph again? Sorry about that.
Very good. I'm considering backing out. I'll tell them to return the car, and we return to the original plan, or else I'll just invest the $5K in a 5-year bond for my sister. I want some opinions on this plan. Edit 1. Quick clarification. My gift to her is a total of $5,000 that was to be used for monthly payments. The way I worded it was weird, I think, originally. I did not promise to help with a down payment or anything else fee related. She had savings to cover that. I was going to pay the first $5K of monthly payments after that. Edit 2 and an update. Some people are asking why the original car purchase price we decided of $25 to $30K was so high. I agree that's pretty high for an unemployed college kid. That was meant to be an absolute max that you need to think very carefully about, total, fees included. I was encouraging them to go for a 10 to 15K car, well, it was talked up to 25 to 30K max. I also just got confirmation that the deal was finalized yesterday. There's no returning the Jeep. I was mistaken about how used versus new cars are treated with cool down period laws. She and my parents are screwed. Thanks for the advice so far. Going to think this over tonight and figure out how much of his circus I want to be a part of. So,
well, there's...
What, she and the parents, was that wrong?
Well, there's a lot of factors that still are unknown to me that would matter.
Mm-hmm.
For example, how the fuck did she have any savings if she didn't have a job?
I mean, maybe the parents put away a little bit each month for all of her life. I mean, some well-off parents do that. They put away like maybe 100 or 200 every month for every month that the child is alive.
But then wouldn't they go and dig into that? Because the guy even said even though they had good credit, they never had any cash at the end of the month.
I mean, if you're a good person, you wouldn't do that. If they're shit parents, maybe they would, but I don't know.
Also, was the sister hot?
The sister's 18, so maybe.
I
was like, wait a minute, didn't it say she was 17? No, it's 18.
I knew it said she was 18, so.
Oh, okay.
That would influence my opinion just a wee bit.
Uh-huh.
But I also have to. I'm a people pleaser, so I can totally understand her eyes lit up thing, when she saw it. Like that's awesome,
Yeah.
But financially speaking, that was fucking stupid.
Yeah.
With like 7 F's.
Yeah.
The friend I mentioned earlier, is still paying off their Jeep.
Yeah.
And when they first got it, I was concerned. They were just in a wreck that totaled their previous car. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure you figured out who I'm talking about by now.
Yeah.
And so she...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They got...
Okay, yes. Yes, I know now. Thank you. Sorry. Anyway. Everything just clicked all of a sudden. Yeah.
You are a fucking idiot.
A little bit, yeah.
They got a good chunk of money for the car that was totaled, and they put it down. And I have been worried, or I was worried, about the payments and everything like that, because it's a nice Jeep.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
It is a nice Jeep, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
it's like a step up for mine. Like 1 or 2 steps up.
I'd say 3 or 4.
No, it's not that nice.
It's pretty damn nice. So, anyways.
Well, I've never seen the inside of it, but go on.
But she is doing fine with payments.
Yeah.
Sure, probably a little stressed when it comes around because it's not necessarily a cheap payment. But
how much a month, do you know?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay.
But she's not a idiot college kid either. You know? So I feel like her parents should have definitely been like, no.
Yeah.
Simply on the fact that if there's no way she's going to be able to afford payments each month.
Yeah. I think what the dude should have done was, and I really don't blame him for not doing this, because there's probably no way that he could have known that his parents were going to do this. But what he should have done in hindsight was probably sit all 3 of them down, the sister, the mother, and the father, like, hey, I'm willing to do this at a maximum of this.
He did that.
He did it with his sister, but not with the parents.
No, he did it with all 3.
Did he?
Yep.
Let me look through that one more time.
So I'm going to say no, you're not the asshole for backing out.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, let the car get repossessed. Hell, tell them where the car is, even though they have GPS locators.
Yeah.
But still, and then sit on the fucking front lawn eating popcorn. And then when they realize that it's gone, you could just be like, I fucking told you so.
Yeah, there's no...
It was in there.
It doesn't say if he did or not.
It was in there. I know it was.
I'm reading it right now. Look through it.
Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna say that you're not the asshole just for that reason.
Yeah, no. That's one thing that really makes my blood boil sometimes is that when you say you're going to do one thing, and either the person who is receiving the gift either is like, oh, I'm going to push the boundary a little bit, so maybe you can give me more, or specifically ignores my words and then tries to go above and beyond what I want to do for them. That always makes me very, very angry because I'm like, I'm doing this out of the kindness of my heart. Don't try and push it, you know. And this is what I can do, and I cannot do any more than that.
By the way, it does say it.
Where?
My parents, my sister, and I originally agreed on a max of $25,000 to $30,000.
Okay. No, you're right. I'm wrong.
No, I'm not fine.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and find one. But yeah, I especially with something so important, like if it's like, oh, I'm gonna get you a candy bar. Oh, can you get a candy bar and a bag of chips? Like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. But like, if it's a car, multi-$1,000 car, or anything similar to that, that's above and beyond like something that I could do for someone every single day. You don't push that, especially when it's family. I don't understand people who have that kind of mindset. I really don't. Then again, I'm an only child, so I don't have the mindset of most people, I suppose, in that regard. We're gonna pause one more time, so Morgan can find a story that he can tell me. Alrighty, we found another one.
And we went through fucking hell.
Yeah.
That's a bit of an exaggeration, but it's annoying at best.
We decided to get some
T-shirts
made just so me and Morgan can have one, and so we can test drive the company that's making the shirts for us, I guess.
Yeah,
for
and
later use if we blow up and decide to do.
Or if people fucking see them like us wearing them,
yeah,
and they're like, hey, where can I get one?
Yeah,
we could do that as well.
Anyway, we had a little bit of a
snafu,
a little bit of an issue with the lady that's doing them for us.
Which I'm gonna give
in
her
the emails.
I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt and assume that maybe she misunderstood something somewhere.
Let's just say she was having an issue with the PDF of the design that I sent her. But moving on from that,
and just keep me posted on how that goes.
Of course.
So, am I the asshole for taking my aunt to small claims court?
Ooh.
Oh wait, no. Who is the bigger asshole? I think that's what
Will I be the asshole?
Oh. Well, it shows what I know of them. So, 26 female, had a nice car that I bought for myself. It was in pristine condition and had lowish mileage for a used car. I had the car for about 7 to 8 months, and my aunt, 38 female, asked me to borrow it for the weekend because her car was in the shop. Sunday comes and I call her. She says her car is still in the shop and she needs my car until Tuesday. I then couldn't get a hold of her after Tuesday. I heard later that she didn't pay to get her car fixed and she stopped paying her car payments and they repossessed it.
Oh no.
She lives over an hour away and is constantly driving up and down the road almost every day. Fast forward, she's got my car for 7 months. Jesus! I asked her if she wants to buy my car. We agreed on a price. She said yes. And at the 1 year mark of her having it, she would have enough money to pay me for it. Until then, the car would be in my name and I didn't give her the title. I also mentioned to her that I bought the yearly tag this year, but next year she would need to. Since the car is only mine in name, I also told her that I didn't want to keep paying for car insurance on a car I don't drive. She gave me a sort of sob story of no one ever helps me and that it's so hard to get by and a bunch of other what sounds like excuses to not want to pay. So, in other words, bullshit.
Yeah. Let me use your car for free.
My family and grandma, her mom, all help her out a lot. So I was calling bullshit in my head. I lowered the plan from full coverage to the lowest premium they had. Okay. The 1 year mark came and I've heard nothing from her. Later on in the months, I heard that she didn't get the money she was counting on because she didn't do anything on her part. Since then, she's borrowed more money from me for her rent, light bills, and miscellaneous things which I have on record. Damage to the car includes, to my knowledge, hit a deer which busted the hood and the right front light replaced. So it was replaced, the right front light. Okay.
Yeah.
Hit another deer which messed up the hood up even more. The hood up even worse and took out the left front light. Replaced, but the hood is horrendous. All the lights are flashing on the dashboard in a way that I've never seen before. The interior is destroyed, I'm guessing for my younger cousins. I'm trying to be patient and understanding with her because she's trying to make it. But when she's accumulating debt and never pays you back, it gets kind of frustrating. And if you don't help her once, she'll go off saying that no one ever tries to help her or that she's all alone trying to take care of the kids. Back to the title. It's been almost 2.5 years since she borrowed my vehicle, and I get sad every time I see the deteriorated version of the car I once loved. I've mentioned to sue for my money, only to be asked if I'd really take the car and leave them all stranded an hour away. However, I don't want my car back at this point because she's run up the mileage and destroyed it. I just want the money she agreed to buy it from me for. So, would I be the asshole for taking her to court over this? That is a very interesting one.
Wow.
That is a fuckload.
Surprisingly enough, I actually have a personal story that's pretty similar to this.
The way I see it, the aunt essentially
He's taking advantage of it.
stole the car.
Yeah.
And is taking advantage of her, correct. But I also see a lot of narcissistic manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
So, I say take the bitch to court, take everything she's fucking got, and then some.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell, sue for the fucking kids even.
I wouldn't do that, but be like, yeah, I want the car. I also want the money for the car. I also want a little bit extra for emotional damages because this is bullshit.
For real.
So I had a caddy. It was just a little sedan, and that thing was a fucking nightmare. I'm not gonna go into all of it, but basically, when I got it, it had some issues. Me and my ex fixed it up, and then it still had some issues, but it was good enough to drive at that point. And a friend of mine, I'll call her Carly. That is not her name, but we'll call her Carly. She has a kid, and her husband was in jail. And she's like, I need something to get me back and forth to work because I'm sick and tired of giving a friend like $40, $50 every day for gas to take me to and from work. And she was making good money. I don't remember what exactly her job was, but she was making really good money. And I knew that she could pay for this. So I'm like, look, you're my friend. I've known you since high school. I'm going to write up a contract. And as long as you give me monthly payments, I'll give you the Cadillac. So we did that, and I said, look, I know things are tight with you, and you got kids and everything, and I want $300 a month for this. But if you're not able to pay me the $300 a month, if you can only pay $100, that's fine. But I do want some type of payment every single month until it's paid off. And I think I gave it to her for like $3,000, $3,000 or $4,000.
Yeah.
And she made 2 payments. And then she's like, oh, something happened. I need to only give you like $50, $70 this month. And I'm like, okay, just at minimum, I want $75 a month. That's fine. And then she just kept making more excuses, and come to find out, she just wanted to take advantage of me because another friend of mine is like, hey, Carly, did you say that you're selling her a car? I'm like, yeah. She's like, didn't you say that she's been hitting hard times and that she hasn't been able to give you the full amount that you want for the car each month? I'm like, yeah. She's like, well, I'm at the club. I'm getting drunk. Guess who I see across the bar from me? And I'm like, you're fucking kidding. She's like, no. And I'm like, well, keep an eye on her and tell me if you see her there anymore. And the next 4 or 5 times she's supposed to pay me, I'm just like, oh, hitting hard times. I can only give you $50 or whatever. And each time I'm like, hey, other friend, do you see Carly at the bar there? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, fuck this. I'm taking the car back. And I told her, like, hey, I want the car back. She's like, oh, but my kids, but work. And I'm like, oh, but the club. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And long story short, she's like, you're going to leave me alone with no car and kid and work? And I'm like, you did this to yourself, you dumb bitch. And she didn't want to give it back, and I almost got the cops involved. But they're like, oh, we can't do anything in civil matters. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to sue this bitch. And she's like, you would sue me? We've been best friends. And nah, fuck that. And she ended up giving it back to me willingly. But no, that is textbook manipulation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it if she's spending the money that she should have given her niece, was it?
No, wait, the aunt?
Yeah, niece. Yeah.
The one that has the car is the aunt.
Yes. I wouldn't doubt if she's spending the money she should be giving her niece somewhere else. No, she would not be an asshole to sue her for everything that she's got.
And then some.
Well, you can't sue someone for everything that they have and then some.
Yeah, you can.
Sue her into the ground, fuck it.
You can sue her for money that she will make in the future.
Oh, yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah.
Garnish your fucking wages, fuck it.
You know
Tell
what?
that bitch to get a scooter.
I'll even paint flames on it for her.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I've got another one.
Okay, one more.
This one,
Short.
it's just a big paragraph, that's it.
Okay.
I didn't read it yet.
Okay. That title looks pretty enticing.
Am I the asshole for telling my autistic girlfriend to just deal with toppings on a pizza to save money?
Say that one more time.
Am I the asshole for telling my autistic girlfriend to just deal with the toppings on a pizza to save money?
Okay.
I'm already going to say yes before I even fucking read it.
Okay.
How about you?
I have a phobia of mushrooms.
And I have sensory issues.
So, I'm going to lean towards yes, but I'm not going to say definitively until I hear the rest.
For context, we are extremely poor. Then don't fucking order pizza!
Okay.
And have less than $200 in our bank account. Then don't order pizza! Mai wanted to order pizza, so I said, hey, there's this coupon for 40% off any large pizza with 3 toppings. That coupon could save us a ton of money, which we could spend on other things like gas for the car. I told her this, and she starts talking about her autism makes her not like certain textures. I figured that's what this was. I tell her that 40% off is 40% off, and that she can just pull the toppings she doesn't like off the pizza. She then compares what I just said to insulting a person in a wheelchair as if her autism texture thing is as serious as someone who literally cannot walk. I tell her that we're poor and need to save every penny, and that sometimes we have to do things we don't necessarily like to get by. She then says that I'm saying this because of my ego.
Ego.
I literally read it, ego. Am I the asshole for essentially telling her to suck it up to save money? Dude, you are lucky I don't know you. Because I would straight up just fucking stab you right then and there. Like, that is one thing I do not fucking stand, is people bad-mouthing disabled people in general. But specifically, autistic people. Because people are always like, oh, autism can't be that bad, right? And the reality is, we do things a certain way because it's the only way for us to be able to function. When I eat something that I can't even say that I can eat it. When I put something in my mouth I don't like the texture of, I gag and I gag and I gag. Hang on, I want to look at the comments for this. So, I legitimately am fucking pissed off at this post.
I think they're both overreacting, but definitely the boyfriend is overreacting.
How the fuck is she overreacting?
Let me explain. They're both overreacting, but the boyfriend is overreacting so much fucking more. With the caveat of me saying,
hey, I'm sorry, but one of the comments says literally what I said, word for word. For context, we are extremely poor and have less than $200 in our bank account. So why the fuck are you ordering pizza? Go out and get groceries that actually last you a week or two. Buy 3 frozen pizzas for the price of 1 fresh restaurant pizza.
So,
I just thought it was funny that they literally
I do want to hit something that comment mentions. I mean, so, the girlfriend, I'm going to try and put myself in her shoes. Because I do feel this way about not necessarily food, but other things. So I do know where she's coming from. However, on a scale from 1 to 10, her overreaction is a 1, and the boyfriend's overreaction is a 20. So I'm not I'm not calling her an asshole at all whatsoever. I do not blame her whatsoever. Yes. Why the fuck is this an issue? Period. We're almost done, so I'm gonna. It'll be fine.
Okay.
Dog's up here. We're almost done. But yes. 40% isn't that much. So unless they're 40% isn't that much. So if they're trying to get a deal on like a $10 pizza, what the fuck is that? $3 or $4? Who the fuck cares about $3 or $4? Versus $200? Who the fuck cares? Why is this a fucking issue?
That's more than I've ever seen in my bank account.
Well, sure, but there are extenuating circumstances to that. But
at the end of the day, the guy is being a giant dick.
Yes, he is being in the entire rectum. Yes.
But how much you want to bet that because they have only $200, and he's being manipulative and trying to control
A little bit, yeah.
the money thing. How much you want to bet that he's saying this and then he turns around and buys fucking golf clubs? That's just an example.
I'm not touching that. I'm not going to assume that because
you're not going to touch the golf clubs. Neither would I. But like, how much you want to bet that's what he's doing?
I'm not going to comment on that.
Okay, well, I'm going to fucking comment on it because this is something that I am fucking legitimately pissed about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if you can tell about my fucking body language changed, but this is fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
You knew going into a relationship with this person the do's and don'ts, and at the end of the day, autistic people, we're just trying to fucking survive. We're just trying to live comfortably like the rest of y'all. Mm-hmm. You know, like we can't do certain textures. We can't wear certain clothes. We can't eat certain foods. We can't do noise. You know, shit like that. Mm-hmm. And you, if you words. You should know this shit before getting into a relationship with this person.
Unless this relationship is only like a few weeks or a couple days old.
Well, even it sounds like they're living together though.
Yeah, but people are stupid and rush into relationships, and this relationship could be very fresh. But I'm going to work on the assumption that it's not, and you are correct. He should know.
And if you can't fucking respect that, get the fuck out of the relationship and go jump off a cliff.
Maybe don't go that far, but
no, go that far, and then shoot yourself in midair.
Okay, in Minecraft.
No,
do it
in real life.
We're gonna get booted off if you go that far. In Minecraft, game end.
You know what? Yeah, jump off a cliff in Minecraft and then shoot yourself with a bow, but it's in hardcore world and not in Minecraft.
Okay. Anyway.
Like, this shit is just so fucking stupid to me. Like, it legitimately fucking pisses me off.
I see that.
And it probably doesn't help that I'm hungry.
Yeah. I'm getting there too. So.
I haven't been able to eat today because I'm sick.
Oh. But yeah. Definitely respect your significant other's boundaries.
That's not even a boundary issue. That is literally you just being an insensitive little fucking prick. And on top of that, coupons up to 3 toppings, usually. It doesn't say 3 is required.
Yeah, that's another point that I wanted to touch on. They both, which is why I say she's overreacting just a touch, because, I mean, she could have been like, well, why do we have to have toppings on it at all? Or like, let's compromise. Or like, just get cheese. Or why do we have to get pizza at all? Why not get breadsticks? Or like she could have came up with some other solutions. But again, I'm not blaming her for anything.
I'm sure she did, because this guy, this fucking douchebag, I think it's a guy.
Yeah.
I just realized
the other person.
The
writer of the post.
I just realized that lesbian culture is a thing.
Duh, asshole.
But I'm going to assume it's a guy just because it's easier for me to want to stab him in the neck.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
It is very one-sided on... Oh, wait. There's more.
Is there?
Oh, no. Never mind.
Oh, there's a cut.
It said read more. And I was like, I don't remember pressing
that. And there's like a sentence.
Yeah, and it's a sentence I already read.
Yeah.
So...
Sorry, I bumped the mic.
You are a fucking prick. You aren't an asshole. You are just a straight up prick. You are a bastard.
Okay.
Like, you're a booger.
Okay.
I'm trying to come up with a new word to fucking describe how fucking ridiculous this shit is.
Okay.
Like, what I was trying to say This is very one fucking sided.
Uh-huh.
He's like, yeah, well, I want to do this because I did this and that and this and that. There's more to this fucking story than what we are being told.
Yeah. Most likely, yes. Like
No.
99% chance that yes.
There are two sides to every story. Mm-hmm. How much you want to bet that she was actually trying to be the reasonable one and trying to
definitely
meet in the middle, like, hey, can we do
like
this?
This person is making it out to be as she's like, no, I don't wanna. When 100% sure that is not the case.
Yeah. Especially with the fact that she... I'm going to retract that statement because it does not say how old the girlfriend is.
I'm going to assume that they're both at the very least like in between 18 and 20.
Yeah, that's what I was assuming too. But the maturity level is what I was going for, not
that even though, and I'm not saying that autistic people are immature, but I'm just saying, like, even though she is the autistic one, I bet you she has more maturity than he does. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, he literally should get hit by a car.
And survive.
He should get hit by a car and pushed off of a fucking bridge and then survive.
In Minecraft.
But be paralyzed forever.
In Minecraft. Yeah, he's definitely the asshole. But that comment was absolutely correct. Why are they getting pizza? Like, I want to know from where. Is it from like Pizza Hut where they can get a decently good sized pizza that will feed the both of them for like $12? Or is it from like a sit down pizzeria that's real fancy where a large is like $20?
So,
does it say?
40% coupon, and this was posted 3 hours ago. Mm-hmm. So, what we're gonna do? 40%.
Oh,
big
good idea.
40% off PZZA 3 Tots. How do you
hit go? It's on the keyboard.
Oh, I'm just blind. Okay,
It looks like Domino's.
I figured it was Domino's, but I can't say. Wait.
So, if we assume Domino's.
Coupon. Coupon! Add words! Coupon.
O-U-P-O-N. Coupon.
Here we go.
Just so there's not any dead air. Assuming that it is Domino's, which it seems like it would be. That kind of depends. But either way, with this coupon on a single pizza, you are not saving more than like $10. You're just not. So, in my mind, even if you do have only $200 in your account, depending on when payday is or if either of them even have a job.
I would assume the girlfriend does not. She would probably be getting like Social Security or something like that.
It depends.
Just a guess.
Just a guess, yeah.
Nothing against her.
Yeah. It's my biggest issue with this is
why are you an asshole? And why and how the fuck are you in a fucking relationship? You don't fucking deserve it.
Thank you for cutting me off.
You're welcome.
My biggest
was
thing
that sarcasm?
about this, absolutely not. absolute biggest problem with this is, why is it such a big deal? Why are you making such a big deal about it to A, be mad at her about the situation, and B, to post it online? Who the fuck cares? I understand that in some situations, and I've been there, I've been to the point where I don't even have $3 to get some ramen. But at that point, why the fuck are you getting takeout? Why the fuck are you getting restaurant style food? Why the fuck are you not like, hey, with this somewhere between $10 and $15 that we could spend on this pizza, you know what else we could get? 2 handfuls of ramen and some crackers, or like a little 1 pound thing of chicken and some ramen, or just so many other avenues that you could go down with this kind of money. You could make like 3 or 4 meals with that type of money. I just don't understand the issue here.
Okay, so I think I found it.
Uh-huh.
They had $200 in the bank account. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
$7.99
Mm-hmm.
for a large 3-topping pizza.
Okay. Yeah, for $8, like I said, you could buy some raw noodles and some cheese sauce to make mac and cheese, like 1 or 2 or 3 servings of mac and cheese.
You know what sounds good? Pizza.
Yeah.
I'm buying. My
Okay.
treat.
Okay. Sure.
Depending on how much it is, honestly, but
Okay.
I'm not a fucking jackass like this guy.
Yeah.
We have to make it work.
Yes.
You know, I'm not like that. It's just like, but also look at that.
Yeah.
I need to eat something.
Yeah, that too.
And that's not just from the rage.
Yeah.
But that is an assault on my people, and I will not stand for that shit.
For the Tismites.
Actually, we're called Aspies.
That's only for people who have Asperger's, though.
Asperger's isn't a thing anymore, according to some dude in a lab coat.
Well,
But no, I will step up and defend each and every person with autism. Period.
Okay.
In a heartbeat. Anyone with disability. In a heartbeat.
Okay.
Even if they don't have a heartbeat,
Okay.
I'll give them a heartbeat.
Okay.
I'll take a shit.
Okay.
I like boobs.
Okay. I just think I understand your frustration. I just think that
It's not a
not that big of a deal.
It's not a frustration. It is an anger
I understand.
that comes from deep within my soul. You heard that voice break?
Yeah. As a person that is most likely on the spectrum, and as a person whose wife is definitely on the spectrum, I think,
Oh, she is?
yeah. Because all of her siblings are some sort of tism.
Welcome to the family, wife.
Yeah,
I didn't know if you wanted me to say her name or not.
No, don't.
So I kind of panicked and was just wife,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
not like my wife,
Yeah.
but wife name Doobie.
Doobie-doo-doo.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo!
And with that, we are gonna head off. We both need to eat, and I have a woman I need to yell at, most likely.
That bad, huh?
Well, she hasn't messaged me back. The same t-shirt lady. She hasn't messaged me back, so hopefully she figured it out. But I will give her a call tomorrow if she doesn't message me back. Be like, hey, did we figure this out, or what's going on? But and next time we record, hopefully it won't be so echoey. I will bring some thumbtacks or screws or something like that, so we can tack some shit up on the wall, so it's not so bad.
It was worse.
Yeah, it was worse. It was very much so worse. But
So hopefully
it's not
this,
horrible.
hopefully this isn't too difficult to listen to. Just by ear, it's a tad bit echoey, but
just a touch.
But in recording, who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
So, but if it sounds good, we might keep it. Honestly.
Yeah. So thank you one and all for watching. Please do us a favor and like and subscribe.
And respect your autisms.
Yes, respect your tism, people.
Seriously, they do a lot. They just try to exist. And order a fucking pizza. Sorry.
Very good. Leave a comment telling us what you liked, what you didn't like, if you have suggestions for topics for next episode.
Or if you just want to tell us that we're fucking idiots.
Yeah. Or even if you want to berate me for not thinking that Trump is the devil.
Devil.
The devil from the Bible. Remember, we have a Patreon. Go to Patreon and subscribe for only $2, and you'll get your name at the end of these podcast episodes on screen in like a credit sequence. And I believe it was for $5. You'll be able to get extra stuff. Right now, we only have one extra episode that we will release as soon as we get a subscriber for that tier, the nuclear tier. We should go because the computer just lagged really fucking bad. Bye-bye! Say goodbye!
No.